Hey there, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today. Do you have any t-shirts or shirts or clothing that have a yellowish or darkish discoloration under the armpits? No? Is it just me? Well, in this video, I am going to talk about what causes those stains and possibly how to get it out. Let's get right to it. About 6 years ago, my family made the decision to switch to a aluminum-free deodorant. And if you're not aware, I did a whole video on aluminum versus aluminum-free deodorants. Please check that out. I'll put a description in the link. But if you don't know, aluminum is what contributes to that antiperspirant aspect of deodorant. So here's the long and short of pit stains in your clothing. It usually occurs when the protein in your sweat interact with the aluminum or other chemicals that's in your antiperspirant. The protein in your sweat not only interacts with the aluminum in your antiperspirant, it also interacts with different fragrances in your antiperspirant. Over time, the residue builds up and it gets thicker and thicker and darker. Now, for me, for a long time, I thought it was just when your sweat interacted with the aluminum. And because our family was aluminum free for a long time, I figured, well, I shouldn't have any discoloration in my armpit, in the clothing of my armpits. In general, most of my clothing don't have that discoloration. Even my white t-shirts and clothes don't have it. But there is one particular shirt, one of my favorite work shirts. I've had it for 5 years. Probably time to get rid of it, but it's a work shirt and it still looks decent. I started noticing some discoloration. I kind of ignored it and, just wash it. And over time, over the last 5 years, that stain has gotten darker and darker. So now I can no longer ignore it. One way to reduce underarm discoloration from your garment is by washing your garments right away. The longer the combination of sweat and the deodorant sits on the fabric, the harder it is to get out. Another option, that if you use aluminum deodorant, it's best to apply it at night. That gives your body time to absorb the aluminum. I talked about this in the video that I post in the link. So that way you're not putting on your deodorant with your clothing. So now that most of my clothing I no longer have to deal with the discoloration of most of my clothing, I figured it was time to figure out how to get rid of the discoloration from my work shirt so that I can maintain the life and use of my work shirt. So I did some research and I saw two options or two methods that I wanted to try. One solution calls for 1 cup of white vinegar and 1 cup of water mixed, cold water. The second solution calls for equal parts of 1/4 hydrogen peroxide, 1/4 baking soda, and 1/4 water. Then I'm going to throw it in the laundry and then we'll take a look at the results together.
Generally, these stains are yellow, but on a blue shirt, yellow and blue makes green, so it looks a lot darker than it actually is. For point of reference, on the logo side of the shirt, which is the right side, I'm going to use 1 cup of water and 1 cup of vinegar solution. On the left side of the shirt, I'm going to use the water, hydrogen peroxide, and baking soda solution. Now I'm just mixing to combine the ingredients. Right now I'm just submerging the armpit on the right side into the water and vinegar solution. For the left side of the shirt, I'm applying the water, peroxide, and baking soda solution directly onto the stain itself. It's somewhat of a pasty consistency, but I feel like a lot of the liquid is being left in the bowl. And I certainly don't want to waste any of it. I decided to go ahead and submerge the underarm into the bowl as well. I wanted to put all of the peroxide and water to good use. The instructions said to soak for about 30 minutes, but I had some errands to run, so I ended up soaking for about 2.5 hours. As a reminder, here's what the original stains on the shirt look like. I'm curious to know, which solution do you think worked best? Well, here is the final results. After about 2.5 hours of soaking, I put it in the wash. Given the nature of these stains and how long they've been there, I'm actually pretty impressed. It's not 100%, but I'd say there was about a 75% improvement. I think the left side using the water, peroxide, and baking soda solution did a slightly better job than the logo side using the water and vinegar solution. I think for the average pit stains, either solution will work great.
I hope this video resonated with you. Please, please, please let me know what type of deodorant you use. Aluminum, aluminum free, acidic, neutral deodorant, and also if you deal with armpit stains in your shirts. And tell me if you tried this solution, if it worked for you. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. All right. God bless you.